Now, in the past, we've seen wide receivers get carries off of jet sweeps, end arounds, trick plays out of the backfield in an attempt to get them in open space. But before this season, I can't remember when a guy like Deebo Samuel, one of the best receivers in the league, would get carries like he's a straight up running back. Since then, we've seen a guy like Amon-Ra St. Brown get himself a nice touchdown by lining up in the backfield like a running back. Not to mention guys like Cordarrelle Patterson who have made the transition from wide receiver to running back. It's becoming more and more apparent that wide receivers are a freak of natures that can thrive almost anywhere on the field. So today, we've moved every team's best wide receiver to running back, and we're going to see how they fare for an entire season. If you want to get your account grinded all the way to the max level, or if you want players, you want coins, you want training, you know where to go, man. MUTReserve.com. Use my code CK for 15% off your order, and I promise you'll be rich one day. Now, we also moved every team's best running back to wide receiver, so you get to see guys like McCaffrey playing wideout. But I'll be honest, I thought he would be higher than a 78 and the second best wide receiver on the team. But it just shows that running backs don't translate to wide receivers as good as the opposite. Because take a look at DJ Moore, who goes from an 86 overall to a 95. Or how about Allen Robinson, who went from an 84 overall to a 91 at running back. He did lose his abilities in one of the recent updates, and Montgomery is down near a 60. Jamar Chase goes from an 81 to an 86. I can't wait to see him in the backfield. Meanwhile, Joe Mixon's down to a 63. Stephon Diggs, our first 99. He went up 3 overalls when he was put into the backfield. Meanwhile, Singletary's down to a 54. Courtland Sutton surprised me, man. He went up to a 91. Now, you got to keep in mind, all these guys' high ratings are due to the receiving back archetype. But anyways, Melvin Gordon is down to a 59. Landry goes up 11 overalls to a 94. 6 more than Kareem Hunt. They still have a nasty 2-back tandem. Meanwhile, Chubb's at a 54. Mike Evans goes up 2 overalls to a 93. Playoff Lenny ends up a 56 at wide receiver, and the Bucks just released Antonio Brown. I low-key feel bad for him, man. I feel like he's dealing with a lot mentally. Hopefully he gets some help. Nuke Hopkins, of course, is a 99. I mean, that's to be expected. James Conner's a 56. We've only seen one guy above 60-something, and that's McCaffrey so far. Keenan Allen ends up a 99, and Eckler ends up the second highest running back wide receiver so far at a 71. You knew he would be a good wideout. The Cheetah ends up a 99, no surprise there. Edwards-Helaire is a 59. Michael Pittman, 83 overall, the lowest wide receiver running back so far. His overall stayed the same. Jonathan Taylor, though, ends up a 58 overall at wide receiver. Amari Cooper goes up to a 99 at running back. And Zeke ends up a 64 at wide receiver. Devontae Park was the highest overall wide receiver on the Dolphins, and now he's the highest overall running back, an 84. Second lowest we've seen so far. Meanwhile, Myles Gaskin's only a 54. Smitty is an 85 overall running back, and Booby's now our 5th best wide receiver at a 58. Calvin Ridley's a 95 overall running back, and Patterson goes back to wide receiver where he's a 74. Scary Terry McLaurin is a 98. And Antonio Gibson, who used to be a wide receiver, is one of the highest we've seen so far at a 68. Deebo, the inspiration for this video, is somehow only a 94 at running back. Meanwhile, Mostert's a 56 overall speedster at wide receiver. Sterling Shepard's a 91 overall at running back. Saquon's a 68. That's one of the highest we've seen. It's sad that he took his abilities away, though. He started with an X factor this year, and now he has no abilities. That's crazy. Marvin Jones Jr. is an 88 overall running back. James Robinson's a 51 overall wide receiver. I think that's one of the lowest. Corey Davis, 86 overall running back. He went up 8 overalls. Michael Carter's a 53 overall wide receiver. Amon-Ra St. Brown should be higher than the 78. I mean, there's no way he should be the lowest. I don't know how he only has 86 speed. But DeAndre Swift ends up a 64 at wideout. Devontae stays at a 99 no matter where you put him. Aaron Jones, one of the higher running back to wide receivers, man. He ends up a 66. Kendrick Bourne ends up an 84 overall running back, while Damian Harris is a 54 wide receiver. Hunter Renfrow, 88 overall running back. Josh Jacobs only a 54. Cooper Kupp, let's go, 99 overall. This is a guy they need to get in the backfield. He already gets a lot of touches, but I don't care, man. They need to give it to him even more. Cam Akers is a 57 at wide receiver. Hollywood Brown, 91 overall with 97 speed at running back. And J.K. Dobbins, a 55 overall wide out. Michael Thomas, 99 overall. He actually went up 8 overalls. And Alvin Kamara is the only running back at wide receiver to be the best on his team. He's a 77. Tyler Lockett was actually the highest rated wide receiver on the Seahawks. And now he's the highest rated running back in the league. 99. Chris Carson, meanwhile, is a 54. Deontay Johnson's a 93 overall running back. And Najee's a 57 overall wide receiver. Brandon Cooks, one of the most underrated wide receivers in the league, ends up a 94 overall running back. And David Johnson's now a 64 overall wide receiver. AJ Brown looks like he's ready to truck some folks out there. 96 overall running back. Derrick Henry, only a 53 overall wide receiver. And finally, Jay Jettis, Justin Jefferson, 99 overall running back, goes up 9 overalls. And Dalvin's a 64 overall wide receiver. So now you take a look. These are the guys that are the highest overall wide receivers left. A lot of guys who are number 2s on their respective teams. But look at the running backs. Oh my goodness. I've never seen as many 99s. I cannot wait to see some of the numbers that these guys produce. Now, to make sure there's no funny business, these guys will be starting at running back, power halfback, no matter what the ratings say, and third down running back. So they'll be getting every single touch out of the backfield. The best rushing game in the league was the Browns and Jarvis Landry. Now, granted, they had Kareem Hunt, one of the best backups, so that's not too surprising. Look at Nuke and the Cardinals. Then again, you got to factor in Kyler. He probably contributed to that. Jay Jettis did his thing in Minnesota. Debo did his thing, top 5 rushing team. And then Amari, rounding out, I think, the top 5 rushing attacks in the league in this experiment. The worst was the Giants and Sterling Shepard. And they had Amon-Ra St. Brown. That's to be expected. He had a low overall. And I think Devontae Parker for the Dolphins, the Bears with Allen Robinson, and then the Steelers with Deontay Johnson. And I'm going 3 and 14. Kamara with a 1,000-yard season at wide receiver. I just wanted to check him. McCaffrey didn't get 1,000. He was close. And then Eckler, who actually had more yards than McCaffrey. I want to check those 3 guys because those are the only ones that were at least a 70 overall higher at wide receiver. Jarvis had an unbelievable season, man. 1,600 yards, 17 touchdowns on the ground. He led everyone in rushing yards. Diggs, Cooper, Jefferson, and Debo rounding out the top 5. Meanwhile, Nuke had the most rushing touchdowns. That man just has a knack for the end zone. No matter where he's lined up, man. Evans, Cooper, Landry, Scary Terry rounding out the top 5 for a rushing touchdowns. Like Kareem Hunt still somehow find a way to get it done. Yards per carry went to Nuke Hopkins. 5.4 is just ridiculous. DJ Moore was second in that category for wide receivers turned running backs. Then we had Diggs, Debo, and Jay Jettis. Kyler takes home the MVP. Jarvis is the highest finishing wide receiver turned running back in MVP voting. Cooper right behind him. Nuke was in the top 10 as well. We end up with the Bucks and the Titans in the Super Bowl. Jeez. AJ Brown at running back versus Mike Evans. These are the standings. Ended up in the AFC. Titans went 15-2. Phenomenal regular season. Not really too surprised at these playoff teams. I thought the Bengals would make the playoffs, but 10-7 and not making it. I mean, there's nothing you can do about that. Meanwhile, in the NFC, the Cardinals had the 1 seed, 13-4. I'm surprised the Niners didn't make it. I thought Debo at running back would have been amazing, and it was. It just, you know, it wasn't good enough to get them to the playoffs. Unfortunately, the Vikings I thought would have made it, but besides that, not too many surprises. Now, I think the Bucks didn't struggle too much because they still had Godwin in this. Like, he's not injured. Even though they lost AB, I made sure to cut AB just to make it more realistic, but they still have Brady and a lot of weapons. Titans defense is not too shabby though. Byard, they got a lot of good linebackers, so you know there's a reason why they made it to the Super Bowl. Brady lobs it up, and guess who? Kevin Byard, the interception machine, coming up clutch when they need him. So just like that, we get to see AJ Brown in the backfield. It's really sad to see Julio fall from grace this fast. They could have used you know, slightly past his prime Julio in this experiment, but maybe they don't need him with Ferkser making catches like that. Nah, they definitely still need him, man. They're still down multiple possessions, and Julio went from, I think he started as an X Factor, just like Saquon, and now he has no abilities, man. It's really sad. I drafted him in fantasy. I thought he would have a great season, but look at that catch. He might have one last run in him, man. Huge catch to extend the drive. Pretty well balanced attack right now. 1st and 10, Tannehill. Gonna go to AJ Brown. He hits him in his ass. I mean, you can't say it wasn't on target. I'm sorry. AJ Brown with the cutback. Yes, sir. Making up for that lack of awareness on the last play. Now, it's tragic that the running backs did not translate too well at wide receiver. I thought McCaffrey and Kamara were for sure going to be in the 80s. Why would you hand it off on 3rd and long? The Titans have to hold them to 3. If they don't, the game is over. It's really that simple. They're going to rush 4 right here. Landry cannot get there, but they forced him out of bounds. So it's going to be a 3rd and 2. Clock is stopped. And it's probably going to be a handoff. Evans on the biggest run. The game going to get tackled for a loss by Rashaan Evans. Evans on Evans crime. One last drive to see if the Titans and Tanny can muster a late game comeback. They're down 14 once again. 4 down territory. They got to start going for some big shots. Tanny going to throw it out of bounds. And that's the game right there. Valiant effort by the Titans and AJ at running back. The Bucks go back to back. So there you have it. That's what would happen if every team moved their best wide receiver to running back for an entire season, man. These guys did better than I expected. A lot of them, like Landry getting 1,600 yards. It was definitely impressive, but we've learned that quarterbacks, most notably the greatest of all time, is just too much to overcome for a different position, man. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like button if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new. And I'll see you on the next one.
Nobody's safe. Came from Melvin, we fresh out the gate. And I look like I came from LA. From New Jersey, I look like LA. I'm a water, I'm from in LA. I'ma get it, it's mine for the tape. Ride the beamer when I'm out of state. Could have beat, almost got me a case. Go Olympic, I'm winning the race. Now I won cause I'm killing the game. Talking crazy, I'm going insane. Shifting gears and I'm switching the lane. Hop on station, just go entertain. Going up, so I'm making a name.